Hey guys, so here I am again, and as I said last time, I would like to start a series in which I do what I would like to see on any upcoming series of things I like. In this case, I've decided to start with Smosh since they recently, basically Anthony, one of the two members of Smosh, left back in 2017, and due to creative differences and it just not being fun anymore. And several weeks ago, possibly even a month, I'm not sure, but he actually returned to Smosh, which was honestly just some of the best news I've heard this entire year, because for those who don't know, I've been watching Smosh basically since near the beginning, after my cousin introduced me to them. I wasn't too familiar with YouTube back then, but they were definitely one of the first people but they were some of the first YouTubers to ever gain recognition, at least for me personally, and they're also one of the reasons I ended up taking film as a degree. So the news of them coming back was just amazing to hear. Like I can't believe this duo I didn't think was ever going to work together again. Just suddenly one day I wake up, this video claiming that they've bought Smosh back, which it's probably going to confuse a lot of people. Basically, in order to get as many videos with a high production value and out as soon as possible, i.e. weekly, which given the amount they put into the videos is insane. Like a weekly video, I can't believe they'd ever even find any time on their hands. But I believe it was because of that Anthony ended up leaving, because he wanted his more freedom, since it just wasn't as fun anymore. Even though any of us could look at a job like that and think, God, I wish I didn't have to work in this fucking shop. I just want to work in it as a fucking YouTuber. Of course, it just depends on what kind of job you're doing in there, because anyone who's worked in the film industries know that it's no sunshine and rainbows. Obviously, we hear the stories all the time through Facebook and that. Anyway, cut a long story short, they're finally back together now that they've come together and bought Smosh back from the company they sold it. Well, the company they sold it to originally shut down, and they ended up having to sell it to Rhett and Link, to another dynamic YouTube duo. And about a month ago, they bought it back for them, thankfully with next to no resistance. With that introduction out of the way, I'd like to finally get down and talk about what exactly I would love to see Smosh do in the future. I've got a list here on my tablet, so without further ado, I don't want to waste any more time. Let's just start off with the first things. So the first thing is a return to pacing. So as I said before, making these kind of videos on a weekly basis is just must be agonizing for people, especially now that they're more independent again. I doubt there's any way they're going to go back to a weekly release of videos. But it seems like they're at the very least. I mean, there's been about 4 videos so far at the time of making this video, so it seems like they're only spending every 2 weeks releasing a video, which is honestly better than I could have imagined. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't have minded waiting a few weeks. I mean, back in the likes of 2007, when I first started watching them, you wouldn't see a new video until about a month later at the very least. And then of course, once they got more and more people involved, production went up, and they were showing a lot more frequently, eventually weekly, of course, as we know. So basically, yeah, I don't want it to a repeat of history. Basically, I don't want them to suddenly sit down and think, Christ, this is not fun anymore. I thought this was going to work, but we're just not having no fun with it. So basically, Anthony, Ian, I very much doubt you're watching this, but still, take your time. I mean, I honestly, given the amount of time we've wasted for you two to finally come back together to make these videos for us, I think we can wait to see these videos. And if it's every 2 weeks, that's amazing. Like I say, I wasn't expecting any weekly, of course, but fortnightly is still amazing, and I can't wait to watch them every single week. Okay, my next 2 points is basically the same thing. So one thing, few things I'd love to see is bringing back characters and getting previous actors to cameo. So back when they were doing these videos weekly, they would often have a reoccurring cast as well as the characters that they play. The cast members would vary. The longest running one was Ian's actual mother, which I can't be the only one who squealed when in that reveal video. Like, we bought Smosh video when Ian's mum came in. This is like the first time we've seen her in years, and she's just as funny as ever. I would love to see her returning in more videos. Like, she's been around. Well, obviously, she's Ian's actual mum. She's been around since always. But even back when they were starting out, they would get her to cameo in their videos. And so she's basically the longest reoccurring cast member other than Auntie and Ian themselves. And I'd love to see her making a return as Ian's mum in the videos as well. Other cast members, hopefully I can get some pictures up, but other cast members I'd love to see make at least, I mean, most of them have probably moved on by now, or perhaps there's been a falling out, I'm not sure, but some particular actors I'd love to see make it, at the very least, a cameo. Lee Eisenhower, Tom Hart, Ethan Ireland, Lindsay Hoops, and Melissa Melancon. They're just some of the actors who I'd love to see at least make one little return, just for the old time's sake, you know, give us somebody we recognise again. Other characters that they play include Stevie. I think he's moved on to other projects because he was also that actor. He was also a director for a lot of their episodes. But I'd love to see Stevie make at least one little comeback. I mean, it wouldn't hurt, would it? And other reoccurring characters, as well as teleporting fat guy, that damn neighbour, who always appeared at the end of their food battle videos as well. I'd love to see him make a little appearance, as well as maybe a little appearance from Ghost Charlie. I mean, they must still have like green screen footage that they can use to apply. I mean, obviously, I know the little guinea pig. I nearly said gerbil then. What the hell's wrong with me? He's Charlie the drunk guinea pig. It's how could I forget that? Fuck me. But yeah, hopefully they've still got footage, green screen footage, and obviously it's Ian's lips that have been covered over Charlie's mouth, so you could easily put in some new lines for him. That'd be an awesome little cameo. Characters played by Auntie and Ian, I'd love to see make a return as well, like Billie Jean and Cletus, the two redneck hillbillies that they're always playing. They've been around since the very early videos, in fact. Hardcore Max, like there's another little point I need to get into later, but I just always found that video just one of their best characters, even though he's only he's just on screen. He never even talks. It's just a music video about the life of this crazy guy called Max. Billy's the child character Ian's always playing with the little helicopter swirled hat that always ends up in really crazy situations that you wouldn't want to see a child in, hence why he's always played by Ian. But I would love to see him appear more in some more videos. This is a bit of a stretch because I feel like they're well done with this character by now, but even just a little reference to Boxman, I would just really love to see that. Like that. Obviously, like Boxman's like a huge part of Smosh history, and just to see even just some kind of reference or something. I mean, I think they've probably got rid of that old box that they used as the Boxman costume now, but I'd love to see a return or at least a reference to Boxman. And next point, I would like to see them continuing to spoof video games and movies and maybe TV shows, because some of my favourite videos of theirs involve them spoofing the hell out of video games and movies. I think they're pretty much done with the What If It Was Real series. I think they packed that in a long time ago. I think they thought the joke was getting a bit sad. Yeah, you never know. I mean, they might decide to bring it back if they've got new and fresh ideas. But it'd be great to see them reference fiction, as it's always fun. Like I say, it's always they always end up being some of my favourite videos, and it's always stuff that they spoof that make me want to go and check out what they've spoofed. Like, I was never a Zelda fan until I actually watched Smosh. So they're obviously big fans of that, and they ended up turning me into a fan by spoofing it so much. But videos that I would like to suggest, I'd love more like when they were in Super Mario series, when they put themselves inside the video games. I'd love to see them do that, more of that, like not just Mario. I'd love to see them do more video games, like the aforementioned Zelda series. I mean, that goes on to my next point, where perhaps they could even have themselves animated to look like PS1 or N64 characters, and then be transported to a video game world. Like, that would be really fun to watch. Like, I'm sure there's animators out there who can animate people to make them look like characters from that era of video gaming, and it'd be awesome to see Smosh do an episode where Auntie and Ian basically look like that. Okay, number 5 on my points, and this is quite a stretch, but hear me out on this. I would like at least, maybe even just once, make a video exactly how they used to. Just for the sake of nostalgia, because honestly, I look back and still some of my favourite videos are their earliest ones. I'm sure they definitely don't agree with that, as I've seen them react to their old videos. But just for the sake of... Hang on, running out of battery there. Oops. I need to put this phone on charge in a minute. But just for the sake of nostalgia, and just as a way of looking back and seeing how far they've come, I'd love to just see at least once they make a video exactly how they used to. So in other words, very shitty camera, very low-grade editing software, and of course very low production crew. In fact, I would love to see them make it with just them two, because just as they used to, often they would have to set up the camera on a tripod if 2 of them were in a shot, or otherwise they would have to be swapping the camera for each of their shots of characters. And I would just love to see at least one video making a return to that formula, just to, like I say, just to show how far they've come, and for all of us who've been watching since basically day one. I'm sure we can all agree to this one. They need to keep making music. Honestly, so it's another set of my favourite videos, other than the obviously the parodies, is the songs they make that would always end up on iTunes, or in this case Spotify. I mean, I'm always listening to their tracks on Spotify. I've got them on several playlists, but they're so fun to listen to, and some of them are genuinely creative. Like, I love the Assassin's Creed 3 music video. I love the songs they've done for the Christmas specials. And I love the ones that are just so random and so funny, and just really blow you away at the same time with just how brilliantly creative they are. So yeah, please make more music videos, because I think we can all agree that we'd love to see them make a return. And my last point is, it's a bit of a heartfelt one, but felt like I had to say it. Basically, I'd like them to just have fun. I highly recommend watching the video I interviewed Ian Heacox on Anthony Padilla's channel, and they not only talk about their personal history with Smosh, but also the history of their friendship, and how, despite losing touch after Anthony had left Smosh, were able to rekindle their friendship after all this time and regain control of what made them love making videos in the first place. Because honestly, looking back, I think one of the reasons why the older ones are some of my favourites is because it really was, at the time, it was just about the two. To them, it was just about the two of them having fun, and just 2 guys coming together, making videos, making each other laugh, being there for each other during hard times. I know, getting cheesy, sorry. But yeah, I highly recommend watching that, because just seeing them, they talk very honestly about what they were feeling at the time, and they kind of don't hold back from how exactly they were feeling about each other. But it was also nice because they were able to recognise that that the things they were disagreeing about were because of themselves, not because of the other person. And so they were just able to let that all out, and yeah, emotions were flying pretty high by the end of that video, I can tell you. So yeah, this has been my thoughts on what I would love to see on Smosh in the near future. Any thoughts that you have that you would love to see, please let me know in the comments, and we can hopefully have an argument or two about why I'm wrong or why you're wrong. We'll see what the debates go like. This is YouTube after all. So yeah, I look forward to hearing from you, and I'll see you guys next time.